Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings upon you, my dear viewers. We're here today, in essence, to bring attention to one of the greatest continuous oppressions that has been going on for the last 2 centuries. We have 1.1 billion Muslims living in this world right now. And there has been a concerted and a planned effort to destroy and detach the Muslim Ummah. I'm talking about the whole Muslim Ummah, whether you're Sunni or Shia. The whole Muslim Ummah from its heritage. The heritage which is in Medina, specifically with regards to the heritage which we have from the Holy Prophet, his family, his companions. The issue which is of real significance is this: every single person around the world, whether they're English, born in England, in America, in fact every single person, when we analyze a person's heritage, if a grandmother gives a piece of jewelry or a grandparent gives a piece of jewelry to their grandchildren or a great-grandparent, something that has been inherited from generation to generation, as a family, it can be a ring, it could be a watch, it could be anything. That heritage is preserved by that family. It's sacred. If anybody was to destroy that, there would be a loss of that family's identity, a detachment to such a degree that we could say in certain cases there would be a loss of heritage, an attachment to their previous generations. When we grow up, we may have a house that we've lived in, and now that we are adults, elderly, if we ever went back to that house that we grew up in, that we had a connection with, or even our grandparents had a home that they lived in, but they were no longer there, we would go to that house and we would pay respects to it. Why? Because guess what? Our forefathers lived in this house, right? I grew up, for example, in a particular place. As a grown adult, I would like to go back and visit that place as a remembrance of my childhood, or my parents' childhood, or my grandparents' childhood. We would knock on the door and say, would you mind me just coming and having a look around and just reminiscing about the place that I'm connected to? In England, for example, we have Shakespeare. The house that Shakespeare lived in is preserved till today. In fact, every culture around the world preserves its heritage, whether they were poets, writers, philosophers, revolutionists, whatever the case may be. But right now, my dear brothers and sisters, the greatest tragedy that we are facing as a Muslim nation and as humanitarians, non-Muslims, is that the very heritage that belongs to all Muslims has been and is being destroyed. And I'm referring to the family, the companions, the graveyards, the gravestones, the remnants of the house of the Holy Prophet, his mother's grave, his wife's grave, the children of the Holy Prophet who died in infancy, all of which are in Medina and its outskirts, in Mecca, for example. All are being destroyed and reduced to rubble. And the effort is by the dynasty of the family of Saudi and Al Saud and its cooperatives is to detach the Muslim world, the Muslim nation, from its heritage. By removing the heritage of the Muslims, what are they trying to do? They're trying to detach us from the actual history and heritage, the identity. If we found a slipper of the Holy Prophet today, if we found a hair of the Holy Prophet today, if we found a garment piece of the Holy Prophet today, we would revere it. My dear brothers and sisters, they're destroying the very places where the Holy Family of Rasulullah is. His companions, his homes, where he's lived, have been reduced to rubble. Don't think just because the very mosque, the masjid of Rasulullah, where he's buried, is preserved because this particular dynasty wants it there. No, it's because they're fearful that if they did destroy that, there would be an even greater outcry. But slowly but surely, there is a destruction of Muslim heritage, and we as a Muslim ummah should wake up and speak up against that. We regard the Holy Prophet as being more dearer to us than our own parents, than our own family, than ourselves. We say that, and the Holy Quran says this, that the Prophet has a greater right upon you than you have upon yourselves. If the very heritage, the very home that the Holy Prophet lived in, his daughter lived in, his son and his successor, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Fatima al-Zahra, Ahlul Bayt, and the companions of Rasulullah, where they lived, and that heritage has been eradicated and left to rubble. Is that something that we should allow? Is that something that we should not protect and preserve? This is not an ordinary house. These are not ordinary heritage and relics. They are the most sacred relics, but they are being reduced to rubble. Toilets are being built over them. Parking yards are being built over them. Under the name of expansion for accommodation. Is the expansion more dearer to us than the sacred relics of the most noble of God's creation? Not at all. So my dear brothers and sisters, it's important that we speak up. I want to leave you with one last message. This tasbih or sibha is given to us as an inheritance, as a resemblance of who? Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha. Every Muslim, after they finish prayers, recites the names of Allah upon this. This is a form of inheritance that we have today. But I ask you a question, my dear brothers and sisters. The very lady that gave us this, who is the symbolism of this, I ask you, where is her grave? Why is her heritage being eradicated? Why is it that we don't know where the very daughter of Rasulullah is buried? Why is there no remnants of her? Which the Holy Prophet said is the greatest woman of all time. In fact, has said she is the masteress, the leader of all women in paradise. Yet we do not even have any remnants of her. Why is that the case? So my dear brothers and sisters, my dear viewers, in the aim of preserving heritage and truth, speak up against this greatest destruction and annihilation of history that is taking place. We speak up against ISIS destroying the heritage of Iraq, of Syria, in Tadmor, for example. Relics that have been left behind by the Romans, other ancient civilizations. But what about the heritage that has been left to us by the Holy Prophet? Isn't that more sacred than the Roman relics, than any other relics? These are relics of civilizations. The relics that we are talking about are sha'air Allah. The relics that we are talking about are signs and symbols of us reminding ourselves of who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to mankind to guide. So let us not allow in silence to allow this destruction to continue. Let us come together as one ummah. Let us not be divided with regards to anything but simply the fact that we have love and reverence for the Holy Prophet, his household and his companions. Thank you very much. Sallallahu ala sayyidina wa maulana Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin al-masumin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajah.